Summer Spellman has left Coronation Street viewers wondering about her future after actress Harriet Bibby opened up about what could be next for her character on the ITV soap. Harriet Bibby has portrayed Summer since taking over the role in 2020, when the character returned to Weatherfield alongside Todd Grimshaw. Since then, Summer has been at the center of several emotional storylines, with her latest ordeal proving to be one of the most dramatic. Recently, Summer found herself wrongly accused of killing Theo Silverton. Police believe the evidence pointed directly at her, and when Tyrone Dobbs failed to tell investigators what he had really witnessed, Summer was arrested and remanded in prison while awaiting trial. During her time behind bars, an overwhelmed Summer confessed to Todd that she was thinking about admitting guilt to manslaughter, believing it was the only way out of her nightmare. The heartbreaking conversation devastated Todd, who had become her only remaining father figure after the deaths of Billy Mayhew and Paul Foreman. Everything changed when Tyrone finally came clean. He admitted that he had seen Summer leaving the flat while Theo was still alive, proving she could not have committed the murder. His confession ultimately led to Summer's release from prison. Although Summer is now free, fans believe her troubles are far from over. Recent episodes have shown her drinking heavily and spending more time partying, prompting concern from her close friends Asha Alahan, Amy Barlow, and Nina Lucas, who fear she may be struggling to cope. Many Coronation Street viewers are now convinced the soap is preparing a major alcoholism storyline for Summer. Across social media, fans have pointed to her increasingly reckless behavior and excessive drinking as signs that a serious addiction plot could be on the way. Meanwhile, Harriet Bibby has also discussed what the future could hold for Summer. In an interview with Digital Spy, the actress explained that America still represents a possible fresh start for the character and remains an option if life in Weatherfield becomes too difficult. However, Harriet said she hopes Summer can rebuild her life without leaving the street. She suggested that if circumstances improve, Summer will likely remain in Weatherfield. But if her situation continues to deteriorate, moving to America could become her chance to escape and begin again. Abby's worst nightmare unfolds when she wakes to find young Alfie struggling to breathe. Terrified by his condition, she immediately contacts Kevin, who rushes home and drives them straight to the emergency department. As they leave the building carrying Alfie, Idris notices the panic and grows deeply concerned. News of Alfie's medical emergency quickly reaches Carl, who hurries to the hospital to support the family. After examining the child, the consultant explains that several tests are needed and confirms Alfie will remain in intensive care overnight so doctors can monitor his condition closely. Back at the flat, Idris and Brody make a disturbing discovery when they uncover serious mold spreading across the walls. Realizing Alfie's illness may be linked to the property, Idris heads to the hospital, unsure of how Abby will react to seeing him there. Doctors later confirm that the dangerous mold inside Alfie's bedroom is responsible for his breathing problems. They advise Abby that staying in the property is no longer safe and recommend finding another place to live as soon as possible. After hearing what happened, Leanne and Alia suggest that the previous owner of the flat must have been aware of the damp issue and should be held responsible. Idris is left considering his next move as he tries to deal with the growing crisis. Abby soon becomes suspicious after noticing Idris and Brody acting in an unusual manner. She quietly tells Sally that she witnessed Brody forcing a man into the back of Idris's car, leaving her convinced they were involved in something illegal. Later, when Brody contributes money towards the household expenses, Sally admits to Tim that she no longer trusts Idris and fears he is leading Brody down a dangerous path. Elsewhere, Hope reassures Will that the attention he's receiving at school isn't negative, insisting that classmates have only been saying positive things about him. Realizing they have both suffered because of Megan's actions, Daniel and Will agree to put their differences behind them and move forward. Hope later invites Will to join her on a visit to see Sam after school. Faced with the opportunity, Will must decide whether he has the confidence to accept the invitation. Meanwhile, Tyrone and Fizz enjoy a quiet evening together with a bottle of Prosecco, but their romantic plans are interrupted when Steve, Cassie, and Tracy unexpectedly join them. Frustrated by Tracy's constant interference, Cassie admits she is tired of her attempts to come between her and Steve. Tyrone advises Cassie that if she truly wants a future with Steve, she will have to accept Tracy's presence in their lives. Taking his words to heart, Cassie decides to make a dramatic gesture by getting down on one knee in the cab office and asking Steve to marry her, leaving everyone waiting to see his answer. Elsewhere, George suggests a romantic dinner at the bistro, but Christina turns down the invitation, claiming she has accepted another cleaning job instead. Although George is disappointed, it soon becomes clear that Christina may not be telling the whole truth. Later, George offers Summer a heartfelt apology for ever believing she was capable of murder and promises he will do everything he can to make amends. Moments afterward, Christina's phone suddenly rings while she is making tea. The expression on her face changes instantly as she sees the caller's identity, and she quickly rejects the call without saying a word, hinting that she may be hiding an important secret. Coronation Street viewers believe they may have worked out who will eventually uncover the truth about Jodi Ramsey, as speculation continues to grow over her real motives. Over the past few months, Jodi has settled into life at number 8 after it was revealed that she is Shona Platt's long-lost sister. Since arriving in Weatherfield, her behavior has left fans questioning what she is really planning. Played by Olivia Francis Brown, Jodi first appeared during Coronation Street's historic crossover with Emmerdale. Her dramatic introduction saw her tied up inside the back of a van being driven by Graham Foster during the devastating multi-vehicle crash that took place earlier this year. Although she escaped the pileup without serious injuries, Jodi fled the scene and was chased by police officer Kit Green. Her escape came to an abrupt end when she crashed into a tree, leaving her in need of medical treatment. It was while recovering in hospital that she met Shona for the first time. Since then, Jodi has repeatedly tried to create tension between Shona and her husband, David Platt, while also drawing other Weatherfield residents into her mysterious schemes. One of her biggest victims has been Sarah Platt. Jodi violently attacked Sarah, knocking her unconscious, after Sarah secretly killed Theo Silverton, bringing an end to the months of torment he had inflicted on Todd Grimshaw. More recently, Sarah became suspicious after Jodi appeared to know unusual details about the night of the assault. Jodi accidentally revealed that she heard David the dog barking at the Platt house around the time Sarah was attacked, raising even more questions. Determined to get answers, Sarah confronted Jodi, but their conversation was interrupted when DS Lisa Connor Swain arrived with more questions about the investigation. While speaking inside number 8, Sarah insisted she clearly remembered checking her phone and believed the attack happened at 9:10 p.m. After Lisa left, Jodi corrected her by saying the incident actually took place at 9:30 p.m., inadvertently revealing knowledge that only the attacker should have known without openly confessing.